Hey everybody, it's Ashley with Climb Chiropractic. Today we are going to be breaking down a shoulder movement. So a lot of our movements that we do, we have our push-ups, we have our pull-ups, we have our rows, all the different variations of movement that we do in the upper body. And one of the things I usually like to hammer home with clients is the ability to engage your shoulder blade. So most of us, when we think about engaging a shoulder blade, some of us may be able to retract the shoulders down and back, which is what we're talking about. And if you notice, like kind of my natural structure, I'm slightly internally rotated here. So I need to really think about activating that mid-back area or retracting my shoulder blade when I do a movement so that my arm, my shoulder is in a proper position. So one of the major muscles that we're targeting here when we say activate your shoulder blades down and back is your rhomboid major as well as your rhomboid minor. And I'm in the sun here, so I don't know how great this image is going to be, but I have the rhomboid major highlighted here, and that's that green one. And then if I hit the one above it, it's a little bit smaller version, and that is your rhomboid minor. And both of those, again, are what help draw the shoulder blade down and back, and they also take action with lifting the arm up and overhead as we rotate and move our shoulder blade or our scapula. And so in this image here, you can kind of see, again, the attachment point of the rhomboid minor, and that's attaching to the shoulder blade and then along the spine. So the rhomboid major has those same connection points just below. And so here you can see this demonstration of the muscle activating that shoulder, creating that retraction movement. And so what do we do and when do we do that movement in our lifts? So I have a band here as well as a kettlebell, and I'm just going to go over a couple of the basic movements that we do quite frequently. And so one of the warm-ups is one of my favorites, your band parts. Classic, easy movement, right? But it's one that we need to make sure that we're doing properly, because again, as some people think about bringing their shoulder blades together, we're not actually doing that, and we're actually arching and extending our backs. So one of the things I always like to tell people is that when you're standing, make sure that as you retract your shoulder blades, you don't flare your rib cage. So you want to keep the ribs down and in. So if I was going to get punched in the stomach, right, that's the cue I always like to use, because people know to tighten and kind of brace their core with that. So core is tight, ribs are down, chin is in. We're going to retract the shoulder blades, pull them together, and then we're going to pull the band apart. So you can see when we're actively doing this properly, shoulder blades together, band pull apart, that way we're really activating our back muscles, priming those muscles, getting them ready to go into our lifts. And so that's where the warm-ups are really important, and they're put there on purpose because we want to make sure that those muscles are activated and ready to go into your workout. So another way you can see this is, again, if we have our kettlebell and we're doing a row. So right now we're in that stance, shoulder blade down and back, and I'm pulling. So what we'll see sometimes is the weight is pulling the shoulder, and then we're pulling and we're doing that row. But you can see I'm missing a whole activation of that rhomboid by letting that weight pull me down. So shoulder blade down and back, core tight, and perform that row. So this is the same thing here too if I came into a single leg deadlift, right? So if I have both hands on my weight, I come into that deadlift position. Am I letting that weight pull me forwards? Absolutely not, right? I want to shoulder blades down and back, core is tight, and then I'm performing that single leg deadlift movement. So we always want to think about engaging that shoulder blade throughout different movements, even something as a bicep curl. So if we're rotated and rounded forward and we're doing a bicep curl, we're missing that whole chance to activate our back body, shoulder blade down and back, and then performing that bicep curl. So just something to think about as you're going through your warm-ups, as you're going through your workouts. And if you guys have any questions or any specific movements that you have questions about and would like to go over those, feel free, message me, let me know, and I would be happy to break them down. Have a great day.